Welcome everyone to another week of Design Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about 5 things to look for when you are hiring a designer. The first thing you want to look for is at the very beginning of your consultation process, and that is how they respond to your emails. Are they responding in a professional, timely, and polite manner? So if they respond to you within the first 24 to 48 business hours, holidays and vacations accepted, of course, of your first inquiry, then that's a pretty good indication that they will be responding to you in a timely manner throughout your time working together. Further to that, when you do get on the consult call for the first time with your designer, are they punctual? Do they show up on time? Do they treat you like a priority? These little indications, though they don't seem very meaningful at the time, they do forecast what your working relationship is going to be in the long run. Now, this might seem a little old school, but tip number 2 is actually pay attention to their punctuation and their spelling in emails. This is an indicator of how focused someone is on the details. And when it comes to design and development, you want someone who's extremely detail-oriented and will catch all the little things. You can pick up on this character trait pretty early in your relationship based on their emails alone. And if you've ever had an email exchange with someone who has exceptionally poor grammar or doesn't pay attention to spelling, or maybe even writes your own name wrong without taking the care to ensure that you feel respected and that your name is being treated with dignity, which has happened to me a number of times, then that is a clear indication that some of the more finer details are likely to be lost. When it comes to the development phase of your project, assuming you're building a website together, the details are extremely important. You want someone that's focused on the minutiae of a project and not so swept away in the big picture and getting paid at the end that they skim over the details and cut corners. Tip number 3, there's always more under the surface. So if you're judging somebody based on their portfolio website alone and what work is shown there, then you're going to be surprised to know that there's a lot more work to be seen. All you have to do is ask. If you're looking for something specific, such as if you are a cafe owner and you would like to see relative experience, all you have to do is ask the designer to see something along those lines, and you'd be surprised at how many times they do have very relevant experience and they just simply, for whatever reason, didn't choose to showcase it on their portfolio site. Tip number 4, look for relative expertise in their portfolio and their previous work. If you can't find specifically what you're looking for, so if you wanted a specific tool to be built on your website and you can't see that they've done just that in their previous experience, something very relatable likely indicates that they're capable of completing the task, even if they don't have that exact experience. Here's an example. If I were a client that is running a restaurant and I'm looking for a designer and I come across somebody who has experience working with other businesses, building sites that have booking functionality, and their page layouts are very clean and clear and easy to read and easy to navigate, those are all very good indicators that they're likely capable of building me a site that's worthy of my restaurant business. And tip number 5, the most important tip of them all, cost equates quality. Or you get what you pay for. And nothing has been more truly said. Don't let the cost scare you away. Most designers will offer payment plans or structured means of making payment towards a larger project. If you are quoted in the 5 figures for a website, that is common and that is standard. So please set your expectations accordingly. If you want professional work, be prepared to pay professional rates. There are more affordable options out there for a tighter budget. However, your website is likely to be templated, it's a little bit more rigid in design, and maybe you won't be able to add on the functions or perform the customizations that you'd like to in the long run. So there's always a trade-off on cost. On that wavelength, a lower cost can often be a red flag. I would never choose the lowest bidder for my project. If you have to, go for the middle, but if you really value the quality of the work and the portfolio speaks for itself, and you feel an innate trust after your first consult with this professional, I assure you it's worth the investment to stretch your budget for that peace of mind in the long run. Your website is not something you want to pinch pennies over. Thank you so much for listening to me again. This is Milena for New Breed Design. Catch me next week for another Design Tip Tuesday.